Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that's a real game changer on the factory floor, how you can slash the training time for new CNC operators, and I mean slash it in half. Now, this whole explainer is built on the incredible work of Professor Shihmin Lo from National Chinan University in Taiwan. His background is just perfect for this topic. He started out as an engineer, worked his way up to senior management over a decade, and then went back to get a PhD in strategic management. It's that mix of real-world, hands-on experience and deep academic knowledge that makes his analysis so powerful and so easy to understand.
So let's start with a really big question. When you think about the cost of training a new CNC operator, what comes to mind? Probably their salary, right? But the true cost? Oh, it's so much bigger than that. It's the months of lost productivity, it's the pile of wasted materials from all those inevitable rookie mistakes, and maybe the biggest cost of all, it's the constant drain on the time of your most valuable, most experienced people.
Okay, here's how we're going to break this down today. First, we'll look at the core problem, the training bottleneck. Then, we'll compare the old way of doing things with the new solution, a MOM system. After that, we'll get into the hard numbers, the actual results. And finally, we'll calculate what this all means for your return on investment. Let's jump in.
All right, first up, the training bottleneck. For decades, this has been a persistent headache in manufacturing. You know the drill. Getting a new hire comfortable and competent on complex machinery, it's just slow, and it's incredibly resource-heavy. This isn't just a small inconvenience. It's a major drag on your entire operation.
I mean, just look at this traditional path to getting someone up to speed. It is a long road. They spend the first couple of months pretty much just watching. It can take up to half a year before they can even work semi-independently, and maybe a full year before they're truly self-sufficient. In today's market, a timeline like that is a massive competitive disadvantage.
And that long timeline creates this whole domino effect of problems, right? Your best people, your senior experts, are already a scarce resource, and now they're tied up babysitting instead of innovating. Error rates are sky high, which means you're literally throwing money and materials in the scrap bin. And because the training is so informal, it's almost impossible to standardize it or even track how a new hire is actually doing.
So, what if there was a better way? Well, there is. Enter the solution, a technology that directly attacks every single one of those pain points we just talked about. It's called the Manufacturing Operations Management System, or MOM for short.
So what exactly is a MOM system? You know, the easiest way to think about it is as a digital co-pilot for your CNC operator. It connects and digitizes everything that's happening on the shop floor and puts all the critical information, the work orders, the procedures, the quality checks, right there on the operator's screen, exactly when they need it. And here's where the magic happens. First, digital standard operating procedures pop up right on screen. No more guesswork. Then, the system automatically calls up the right tools and programs, which prevents a ton of human error. It even sends real-time alerts if something's not quite right, catching mistakes before they happen. And it tracks performance so trainers know exactly what to focus on. It completely transforms training into a guided, data-driven experience.
Now that all sounds great on paper, but the numbers really tell the full story. So let's look at the measurable, quantifiable impact of putting a MOM system in place.
Here it is, the headline. This is the big one. Implementing a MOM system can cut the time it takes to get a new operator fully independent by 40 to 50%. That's not just an improvement, that's a massive acceleration.
And this chart just lays it out so clearly. The contrast is just stark. Without a MOM system, you're looking at 6 to 12 months of training. With a MOM system, that drops to just 3 to 6 months. You are literally cutting the onboarding journey in half. And what's really cool is how this adds up. The savings happen at every single stage of the process. From that very first month of just observing, all the way through to semi-independent work, the MOM system is shaving off weeks, sometimes months of training time. The benefits just keep compounding.
And remember, it's not just about speed, it's about quality. With all that real-time guidance and error prevention, the target is to slash those costly rework rates by more than 30%. That means less wasted material, less wasted time, and much higher quality parts coming off the line from day one.
So, all of this sounds pretty incredible, right? But it all leads to the one question every business leader has to ask. What's the bottom line?
Let's talk about the return on investment, the clear financial payoff.
Let's just frame the financial benefit in the simplest way possible. Forget the complex spreadsheets for a second and just ask yourself this question. If you're paying a new hire salary for 6 months while they're still getting up to speed, what would it mean for your budget if you could get that same fully trained operator in just 3 months?
Okay, let's make this really tangible with a real-world calculation from the source material. So let's say you hire 5 new operators a year, and their average monthly salary is about 35,000 new Taiwan dollars. With the MOM system, you're saving, on average, 3 whole months of training time for every single one of them.
So what does that add up to? The result is over 500,000 new Taiwan dollars in direct salary savings every single year. And remember, that's before you even start to count the savings from less material waste or the incredible value of freeing up your senior staff to do what they do best. The ROI is just undeniable. So when you put it all together, what you're really looking at is a fundamental shift in how you operate. You're moving away from a world of long, drawn-out apprenticeships and overburdened experts to a future of rapid onboarding, dramatically fewer errors, and empowered innovators who are finally free to drive your business forward. And that brings us to the end. We really want to circle back and once again thank Professor Shihmin Lo. It's his brilliant work, that amazing combination of practical, on-the-ground knowledge and tough academic analysis that made this entire explainer possible.
So, I'll leave you with one final thought to chew on. This really isn't just about saving money on training. The real, game-changing question is this: what new innovations, what process improvements, what incredible value could your most experienced people create if they were finally freed from the daily grind of basic instruction? What is the true potential you could unlock in your company?